A very wise old man once told me, there are only two modes in this life, and these are you either grow or you die. Trees, animals, plants, everything around us in this world either grows or dies. So do we, the human beings. Now, this idea has struck me so hard that since then, it almost became a life motto for me. I cannot imagine a day when I don't learn something new, when I don't work on myself, when I don't grow and become a better version of myself. Now, this has not always been as simple and as easy as it sounds, because there is as old saying as this one that goes, the true growth starts from the struggle only. The true growth happens from the most challenging and most difficult moments of our lives. Now, this is actually very true if we look back into our stories. The moments that we've grown most, the moments that we've improved most, were the moments that were most challenging and most difficult to each and every one of us. When I look back at my own story, my most challenging decisions to whether take that fight or not, to whether take that new task or not, to whether challenge myself in that field or not, were the moments that I've grown, that I've learned, and that I've improved most. Now, of course, there are moments in my life, and have been moments in my life, that have done nothing. I simply wasted my time. I simply procrastinated. But I've observed one thing. There is a weird way of our bodies telling us that we are not on track, we are not working hard and developing ourselves. And these are mostly in form of slight depression and sadness that has no other reason. You wake up in the morning, you feel depressed and you feel sad. You know why this happens? Because our brains, our bodies are telling us that we are sidetracked, we are not purposeful. And if that moment happens to you, I want you to carefully look at your schedule, carefully look at your day. There is something hugely missing in that part of your life because you don't have a goal. If you have a goal, if you had set aspirations, and if you have to work on something, learning something, growing, if you're growing, you won't feel depressed. The death begins when the growth ends. That's the key. I vividly remember when I was doing my master's degree at my university, there was this Thai boxing club that I enrolled. Now, I really passionately wanted to learn that craft, to work on myself and to become better on that. Few months training, an opportunity presented itself. There was a Thai boxing inter-club coming up. Now, this inter-club is several universities come together, they take their students and they compete among each other. Now, I was back then 2 months experienced only, and all my matches were a lot more experienced. I had two choices. Choice A was to go for it and take that fight. Choice B, to prepare better, to prepare more, and to wait for that perfect moment. To wait when I'm ready. Now, guess what? You are never ever ready. You have to take that fight. And that moment of my life, when I decided to say yes, to go for it, was one of the most life-changing moments of my life. I decided to go for it. And then soon after, a month of training or something, I went into the match. I went into that ring. That moment, when you're in the ring, I understood that this is life itself. It reminded me of the full life. You get up, you go for your dreams, you go for your goals, you fall down, you get up again, you go for your goals, and you fall again, and then you get up again, and then you listen to your mentors on your corner screaming jab, jab, right hook, or jab, cross, right kick. You're doing what they say and going towards your goal. This is the life. This was the decisive moment where I learned most about the life. Now that I look back, I think to myself, what would have happened if I didn't take that fight, if I didn't go for that? Would have I been the same person that I'm today? The answer is almost always the same, and it's clear. I would have not become a better version than who I am today if I didn't take up that challenge, if I didn't take up that fight. Whether you win, lose, or you get a draw, does not matter. In both cases, the person you become after taking up a challenge is way better than the person you used to be at your place. Is way better than the person that you were before getting out of your comfort zone. So what are my 2 cents about this story? What are my revelations, understandings of this story? I understood that small steps lead to big victories. All it takes to reprogram your brain is to take small action every day on a consistent basis. The choices we make today, they shape our future. It is so crazy that every day that has passed has had an opportunity to turn things around. Take up new challenges, be it simply reading a book, learning new skill, new craft, or going to a gym, or finding a new book and reading that new book. Just anything that you can challenge yourself. Now, we all have different challenges, we all have different difficulties, but we all have one thing in common, and that is we either grow or we die. Remember, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So break your shell and get out of that comfort zone.